Welcome back. It's 10 classes, 10 days, and I have 10 minutes on a subject of my choice. My name is Berit Monroe and I'm the leader of the Oily Tribe. Today's topic is going to be pain. Now, we all experience pain at some point, and it is actually pain that got me more focused on using essential oils about 6 years ago. I was going through some chronic health issues, and I found that essential oils really allowed me to address those particular issues and get me away from a lot of pain. So pain is often elicited in the body because we have had some sort of injury. So that creates some sort of inflammation. Inflammation is really a trigger of having some juicy, wonderful things going to that area of where the pain originates, and then, things are repaired, are restored, calmed, and it is a natural function of the body to sort itself out. So when inflammation goes on unchecked though, and when it keeps going for long periods of time, we really notice it. It's really our body's cry for help to let us know that there's something needs a little bit of attention. So in order to address pain issues and choose the appropriate oils, the right oils, you really need to go to the root cause of the pain. You have to look at the location of the pain. You have to look at the source of the pain. So for example, if you have a pebble in your shoe that's making your toe sore, there's no amount of Panadol that perhaps will help you with that. It is really a matter of taking the pebble out, and then that will address itself. Now, the beautiful thing with essential oils, and this is why I'm so excited about them, is to realize that essential oils, is to use essential oils because they go to the root of the pain. So we might take an essential oil for a particular reason, maybe for something completely unrelated. But what happens then is that the essential oil, they are so clever, they know how to communicate with our cells in our body, and they will find where some attention is required and sort things out at that level. Every cell in our body has got what's called aroma receptors on it. So our body is totally, utterly, beautifully, amazingly primed for the attention and the use of essential oils. They just talk to each other. They just know how to communicate and, sort themselves out. So let's look at pain. There are there's physical pain. So if we have a stomach ache, what can we do? There are some particular oil blends that we have got where we can very easily reach out to them and just use them. So Digest then comes to mind. And what you would do with Digest then is just take 2 or 3 drops with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and just apply that to your belly. And that can be used for emotional pain as well, that blend. Because when we have bitten off more than we can chew, when we feel overwhelmed, that's when we can use Digest Then blend as well. If your respiratory system needs a little bit of extra support, your lungs, you might be coughing, those kind of occasional responses to seasonal threats, then we can reach out to, our beautiful Breathe blend or Easy Air blend. And that will support normal respiratory function in the body. It will help to open up those airways and to soothe and very much calm things down. So that allows you to step away from that pain. Equally well, on an emotional level, if you feel that you are harboring things on your chest and you want to get away from those kind of things, you're not breathing deeply, you're not speaking, things that you want to get off your chest, then again, the respiratory blend, Easy Air or Breathe, will assist with that particular thing as well, with that particular issue as well. If we're looking for support for muscles and for joints, you might be exercising and haven't done that for a while, and so your muscles tell you, oh, I haven't done this for a little while. Or if your joints are a little bit achy in the morning and you experience some sort of stiffness in the joint, then the blend that I would suggest that we can use is Ice Blue or Deep Blue in the US. Now that also comes in a rub. And sometimes people look at these oils and think, oh, it's a little bit sort of weird to use that. But very often people are actually used to applying a rub to an area that experiences a little bit of discomfort. I love Ice Blue Rub. It has one whole bottle of essential oils in a tube of it. And so we know that just a little bit of Ice Blue Rub, just applied to maybe a sore shoulder, will give you some relief from that discomfort. And so when we look at the essential oils that are in our blends that I've just mentioned, they are things like wintergreen, they are camphor, there are some, those are, we know through research, are kind of analgesic, pain numbing, pain relieving, oils. Wintergreen is chiefly made of methyl salicylate, around about 99%. And so do your own research and find out what methyl salicylate does. But, ultimately it releases and relieves you of some pain. Camphor, again, is the same sort of category. In our ice blue blend, we have osmanthus, we have blue tansy. Those are, blue tansy is part of the chamomile family, so it's an antispasmodic, oil. It will relieve the tension, release the tension in those muscles that, often associates it. If things are really, really tight, then of course that will just contribute to that pain even more. I found that ice blue is very helpful for head tension. Head tension as well, you might like to apply some frankincense, some lavender, some peppermint, some marjoram. Now there is a choice there that you have. Why can we suggest so many different oils? Well, essential oils are not just made up of one component. They're often made up of hundreds of different constituents. And while we all look different, I look different to you, there's not another one person on the earth that looks like me, thankfully. The essential oils also have so many different characteristics, and we equally respond differently to each of those different components. So let's always keep an open mind. While peppermint might work beautifully for you to create alertness, I know some people that use peppermint to go to sleep with. Now, if I use peppermint last thing at night, I don't get much sleep. Hang on, I have got lavender, I can reach out to that, and that gives me some, relief that way to help me sleep. So in terms of inflammation and pain, we can reach out to some sedative oils, and that's why lavender is very, very soothing and, and helps in that kind of instance. We can use antispasmodic oils, things like fennel, tarragon, anise, caraway seeds. All of those oils are very antispasmodic, and you will find those in our digestive blend. We can use oils that are antimicrobial. So often we might experience some pain as a result of some sort of bacterial infection. And so things like sinus congestion, for example, things like boils or skin issues that create pain associated with them, stomach infections. So then we can use antimicrobial oils, and most of the oils that we have got those particular functions anyway. So literally just reach out to any oil. If you, excuse me, the wind blowing these things down, if you want to get into the science of this, then I would highly recommend that you look up the doTERRA chemistry wheel that they have produced, and that goes into more detail as to the chemistry of these oils. So for example, a lot of the oils have got a really, really strong monoterpene background. Okay, so if we then look at the oils that are in the monoterpenes, or that have predominantly monoterpenes in them, that are soothing, well, our list tells us that melissa, lemongrass, black pepper, spearmint, or dill fall into that category. Now, if we're looking at the other side of this, these are sesquiterpenes, and sesquiterpenes typically, cross the blood-brain barrier. So we have oils in here like ylang ylang, black pepper, copaiba. I'm going to talk about copaiba in a wee minute. Melissa, ginger, cedarwood, and myrrh. So if you find that some of these soothing oils don't speak to you, that's perfectly okay. Find something else that is in the same category. So that's the way to use this particular wheel. And I have to admit, I only learned this at convention just a few months ago when I was in the US, because I have been looking at this wheel, and to me it was a lot of gobbledygook. So that's the way to use it. Have a look at what oil you normally get drawn to. So let's say, for example, marjoram, which is a very clarifying oil, but it's also a very antispasmodic oil, might not be working for you. But then if you look in the clarifying aspect of things, you can have a look at maybe substituting your marjoram with geranium or some other oils. So the oils work. Whether you believe in them or not, they actually do work. Copaiba, amazing oil, speaks to the CB2 receptors in our body. Research that, CB2 receptors. We have these pain receptors all over our body, and using copaiba oil, it speaks to those receptors and enables us to really ease some discomfort. Now, of course, frankincense. I did a lovely 10-10-10 on frankincense the other day. Have a look, check that one out. Make sure that you get your free frankincense this month. If you place a 200-point order, or if you want to join us in our oily tribe and nobody else has previously talked to you about doTERRA oils, then contact me and then we can arrange for you to have your very own kit. I will also post my Ache Away blend. That has had amazing results for a lot of people. It has copaiba, it has frankincense, lemongrass, marjoram, what else has it got in it? Copaiba, obviously, and I'm missing one, basil in there as well, and I'll post that in the comments below. I hope we can help you with some pain. Any personal questions that you might have, feel free to PM me and to reach out, and I'll give you a hand and see if we can find a solution for you. Love you all. Ciao, ciao for now. See you tomorrow.